I can see that Salvatore didn't untie you when he left. It's not like you can escape, but I'm not gonna complain. I must say, I couldn't understand why he got an interest in you. Huh? Where's Zach? You mean Salvatore? From what I can recall, he's not gonna be back anytime soon. Which means we can get to know each other quite well. Oh, so you don't like it when I'm this close to you? Is that the case? Why don't you just be a good girl and stay quiet while...
What's going on in here?
Nothing's going on here. I'm just making sure that she behaves.
Didn't I give you a direct order not to enter this room? I told you, she is my responsibility. And no one gets to be that close to her, like you are right now.
Hey, you okay? Did he do something to you? Are you really gonna believe her?
I'd much rather believe her than believing you at this point. I knew that I couldn't trust you watching over her, but I didn't believe this could be a reality this fast. Now leave. I'll talk to my father about this.
Pfft, whatever.
But before you leave, let that be a reminder not to disobey me again. Understood?
Nothing more than a daddy's boy. You think you're tough? Just you wait. Just you wait.
My apologies. Wasn't my intention that you were going to see that, but I had to put him in his place. Not just because he entered the room, but getting close to you like he did. Hey, you okay? Okay, that's good. I don't know what I would do if I found out he'd done something to you. But believe me, it wouldn't be a pretty sight. Hey, I guess you'd like to get out of that chair, right? Okay, let's see. There. Doesn't it feel better to be able to stretch? Listen, if he did something to you, you have to tell me, so that I can tell my father and make sure his behavior doesn't go unpunished. Okay. I'll leave it at that. I had a feeling that something was wrong, so I wanted to check up on you. And apparently I was right. Well, he doesn't work for me, to be honest. He works for my father, but ever since my father got me into the family business, that man has been a thorn in my side constantly. I guess he didn't like the fact that I was young and he has to listen to me. But now I have a chance to deal with him once and for all. If he will get hurt, that is something my father has to decide, to be honest. But if it were up to me, I'd say he'd have to watch his back. Oh, I'm sorry if I scared you. That wasn't my intention. I really don't like that guy, and I'd kicked him out long ago if I had the chance. Hey, look at me. I promise, I won't hurt you or let anyone hurt you while you're in my care. Okay? Good. The last thing I want you to do is lose trust in me. I meant to ask you something earlier, but I forgot to do so. When we found you in your brother's apartment, why was that the case? We weren't prepared to find you there, but yet, there you were. So, one of his friends let you in. That's fair, I guess, but why? Why did you have to speak to him? Well, that sounded like him for sure. He was always hopeless to answer his phone when he worked for us. But what news did you have to tell him, if I may ask? Oh my. I'm sorry to hear about that. Can't imagine how you felt when you got the news about your mother. Hey, shh. It's okay. No, it's okay to cry. Don't worry about it. You may say terminal illness can happen to anyone, but it's still hard to get that message about someone that you're close to. And it's okay to show emotions. Shush. It's okay. Here. Just let me dry those tears for you. Hey, look at me. Never apologize for something that's a natural reaction. I'd be more concerned if you didn't show emotions. I remember back in high school that you wanted to make sure that everyone around you were okay. But I always got the feeling that you repressed your own feelings. I'm telling you now, you don't have to do that with me. Just let whatever's on your mind come out, okay? Huh? Of course you can. Don't hesitate to ask what you want to. What is it? How can I forget that? That was probably one of the best things that happened in high school. Of course I remember. When we went on that trip. I didn't expect it to turn out like that, but I wouldn't have remembered without it. Do you remember how those guys in our class got in trouble for sneaking out with some girls from another school? I wasn't sure I wanted to go, but I remember that you wanted to go, so I changed my mind. Yes, really. What do you take me for? I didn't want you to walk off with those guys alone and get in trouble. I was afraid that you were going to drag yourself into something fishy, so I wanted to make sure you were okay. But that plan backfired real hard on those guys, now didn't it? When they said they wanted to climb out the window and get past the teachers, I just knew that couldn't end well. And guess what? I was right. What was he called again? Trevor? Ah, yes. Travis. Right. Some of the guys had jumped out the window and he was next. I just remember that scream he made when he slipped and fell to the ground. Yeah, he did. He didn't look so cool after falling into that bush. I remember that we both laughed so hard we couldn't breathe. I remember how the others were screaming and ran for it. Oh, I'm just glad that we didn't jump out as well. One of the teachers told me that day there was video camera around the building, and that's how those guys were busted. Why they told me that? Well, in their eyes, I was this shy, innocent guy that helped them out with what I could. So I guess they felt they could trust me with that information. Shouldn't have. Well, you say something there, but I'm glad that we didn't get in trouble, though. And to be honest, that wasn't the best part of the trip either. No, it wasn't. For me, the best moment was when you started to open up to me about your relationship with your parents. That they were really strict with you. Back then you were comfortable enough to tell me, even though we weren't really all that close, but again, it's a part of your personality that I admire. It's really easy for you to trust others, but you haven't really had a reason not to, right? Do you remember what I told you back then about your parents? But you should never let them push you down when they tried to do so. You should jump right up again. I knew how strong you were. I knew you could do it. And I can see it within you now. The same strength you had back then. You have always been strong in my eyes. Not only because you thought the best in people, but you were not afraid to be yourself. 100% yourself. That is the strength I wish I had back then. Strength to tell you how I truly felt and wasn't prepared for that. I have always wanted to do that. I I would never imagine that it would happen after high school, that I lost my chance back then, so I guess I want to say it. Thank you. I wasn't prepared for that. Confession? Yeah. Huh? Confession? What confession? Wait, what? You had a crush on me? On me too? I cannot believe it. All these years, I thought it was only me who had feelings for you. Oh, why weren't we honest with each other to begin with? Oh. Well, you say something there. Stupid teens indeed. Either way, I guess the better late than never fits now more than ever. I guess we have a lot to catch up on then. Hey, tell me something. Are you hungry? Good. It doesn't really surprise me, really, considering how long you've been in here. Why don't we make a deal? I'll take you out for something to eat, and you stay close with me. Well, you can call it a date if you'd like. Unfortunately, I can't take you out of this hideout, but I do want to make sure that you get something to eat. And I guess you would like to get out of this room. So, sound good? Okay, great. Now let's get going.